Welcome, angels, to Think Outside the Box. Summertime is happening now. In what ways can you do or have something that is outside of your comfort zone? Possibly try water skiing, maybe do some skydiving, do some cliff diving. There's that and so many other more ways, angels, that you can think outside the box, get outside your comfort zone, and grow this summer. I am Heather Buzzard of Buzzard's Corner of Love, bringing people back to themselves, where we uplift and inspire you to become who you truly came here to be. Angels, our theme of the month is aligned abundance, open to receive. And I tell you, angels, we are blessed and grateful to be here today. And next week, we're going to share with you what we've received while on the road. So that'll be an exciting episode. So stay tuned for that. Also, angels, like, subscribe to this channel, share this energy with the world. Positive energy needs to go out. And if you've been watching the World Cup, that has brought different nationalities from different countries here to America. It has brought us together. So we really aren't what the news and headlines portray countries to be. We really are human beings with love, genuine love, and like for each other. So God is working in amazing ways. It's no coincidence that the World Cup is here in the United States. Angels, we put a post up, a video about what I did this Juneteenth and how we celebrated our Juneteenth. It was an awesome, awesome experience. I went to 3 different festivals. Check that out. Our videos on our posting in our community channel. Grab your favorite drink, angels. Today I'm drinking tropical punch. Tastes good. Sit back and relax. So, today we are talking about the power of aligned receiving and why that is so powerful. In order to receive in life, we have to be open and receptive to that. And I was just thinking earlier before I came on about how I went into a restaurant and I asked for some biscuits, and I only desired 2. And the lady brought them out to me and gave them to me, and I didn't have to pay for it. And yet I still gave her some money. Yet that's the universe saying, you're worthy to receive that, my child. So I'm a work in progress as well, angels. That's why I'm sharing the story. Better way, thank you. Knowing my worth, knowing that I'm worthy and deserving to receive, thank you, and keep moving. So it's awareness. And always, I am a work in progress. Yet, releasing resistance and opening to receive. So, if you aren't willing or open to receive, there may be some resistance going on. And it's when you were able to release resistance and stop fighting with life and begin responding to life in a greater clarity and awareness and trust, that resistance will fade. And I know from a personal experience, angels, I used to have that resistance in my life. And it was like rowing upstream. And it was very difficult, very frustrating, very angry, hurt, body hurt, my mind hurt, my soul hurt. I was emotionally hurt, personally hurt. It's a very tiring experience. Yet the number one key to change, angels, is willingness. So if you aren't willing to do anything with the information or the tools that we give you, then change won't happen. So you must be willing to work on yourself. That isn't selfish and it isn't self-centered. It is self-love. And that is what our society has been missing, is self-love. So releasing resistance, angels, helps you step into that self-love. And resistance often shows up as fear and worry and overthinking. Do you have a lot of fear, worry, or overthink things in your life? And if you do, how does that help you in life? If you're continuously thinking on fearful thoughts, or you're always concerned or worried about something that you don't have control over, or you overthink a situation and you make up a lot of stuff. I used to do that. I used to overthink situations all the time, and I made up a lot of stuff in my head that never came into fruition. And that's a very stressful way to live. So when you shift that focus and you put it towards positiveness or self-love and talking kindly to yourself and saying to yourself, okay, I may not know all the answers, yet I trust that everything will work out. It's in how you speak to yourself, angels, that resistance releases. And I didn't understand that until I did. And when I understood that, I was like, okay, so Heather, you're really only fighting yourself. When you stop choosing to fight yourself, your life will flow. And when I asked when that thought came to me, I was like, well, who would I be then? If I didn't have anything to fight, who would I be? And I tell you, angels, I've been answering that question this last, 6 to 9 months of my life. And, when we lose an old identity, we need to grieve that, because that old identity has been a part of our life. Yet to hang on to it because it's familiar or it's comfortable, even though it's uncomfortable, you're worth more than that. I know that I'm worth more than that. So knowing that resistance shows up as fear, anxiety, or overthinking, and trying to control outcomes, you can instead be present and align yourself with your inner truth, and you can come from a deeper connection with the divine, trusting divine timing, trusting the unseen energies, knowing that you are supported. And this takes faith and belief, angels, which is why I say having a relationship with the unseen energies is powerful, because it's in that relationship that the friendship and the trust and all of that comes into play. And really, it's with yourself, your higher self, that you're coming into relationship with, and you show yourself your truth. Okay, well, that did work out. We talked about that on our podcast earlier this month. So in knowing that aligning with your truth, what that does is it allows for a deeper connection with spirit. It also gives your spirit and yourself the ability to have space to breathe. Nothing new can land in an environment if there isn't a space, and a peaceful, quiet space for it to land in. If the space is crowded, if your mind is crowded, you can't get new ideas. If your body is tense with anxiety and stress, it isn't able to relax and receive the health that spirit has made our bodies to be. So in knowing that it's being in alignment with our inner truth that really serves us, angels, why wouldn't you do that? For me, I can be a debater, and there's a part of me that likes that drama. Yet the spiritual part of me, I've had drama in my past life and in, earlier when I was younger and all of that. Now, as I've gotten wiser, I choose to have peace. So in knowing that, I said, I don't have to fight myself. And when you stop fighting yourself, you'll be surprised how life stops fighting you, i.e., other people, situations, circumstances, problems, etc. Knowing that life reflects our inner self. So, angels, we can create a space for peace, wisdom, and deeper connection with the divine, trusting that divine timing allows us to surrender what we cannot control and recognize that growth, healing, and blessings often unfold in ways that we wouldn't even have been able to comprehend. So, when you're in a space of stress and anxiety and you're trying to work something out in your mind, how does that go for you? Because I know for me personally, in the past, when I would try to figure out the if and, the who, what, when, where, why, and how, and then I would try to force my way of having it come out that way, it would come out that way, angels. Yet there were a lot of experiences and a lot of situations that came out my way that I didn't have to go through. Yet that caused growth and it caused awareness and discernment. Yet, in order to avoid that, go take your energy and bring it within yourself and allow yourself to align with your higher self and allow that energy to carry you. Momentum, powerful momentum, whether it's positive or negative, can carry you into a space of peace or it can carry you into a space of anger and frustration. It is your choice, knowing that everything on the outer is only a reflection of the inner. So I will say, if you're hurting physically, if you're hurting mentally, if you're hurting emotionally, somewhere, somehow in your life, there has been a disconnect between you and who you truly are. And it's in that relationship, angels, that connection comes back to be. And you can create that relationship in any way, shape, or form that you see fit. I do know that you are able to, through surrender comes growth. When Buzzard's Corner of Love came into my consciousness, 14 years ago, I had no idea what would happen or how it would even look. Spirit said, trust me. Now, 14 years ago, angels, I wasn't in this space of trust that I am today. So I had a lot of questions. And I tried to create Buzzard's Corner of Love the way that I thought it should be. And I ran up against a lot of walls. Yet it was in this experience of creating Buzzard's Corner of Love that I learned to surrender. And in that surrendering, angels, I showed myself that life does come to you, that people come to you, that opportunities come to you if you allow yourself to let go and surrender. Yet a lot of us, because of ego, feel that we have to control things and have to have things our way, or it has to come out in this particular way, or we won't feel good. Yet that isn't true, because once you know and you truly believe and understand that the universe is here to support you and that there is no reason, absolutely no reason at all for you not to be supported, then it can't be anything except that. That's all that will happen with you. The life has to come to you. It has to. How many of us are willing to open up our hearts to receive? We say we desire good things in life. We say we desire love, great relationships. We say we desire to have great friendships and companionship, etc., and so on. Yet I know from personal experience, angels, it requires an open heart. Now, physically, this is how it showed up in my life. I was born with a hole in my heart, and I did a whole lot of damage to myself. And over the course of my life, that hole got bigger. And in my 50s, I had to make a choice. I was truly at a crossroads at 51. Heather, are you going to live or are you going to choose to die? Truly, that was the crossroads I was in. And I knew I wasn't finished here on this planet. So, of course, I chose to live. Yet that required 2.5 years, angels, of going through testings and in and out of the hospitals and having strokes and all of that. I put myself through. I was in hospitals. I had strokes and seizures and had a stroke and a seizure at the same time. All of that. Even did videos from my hospital bed. All of that to come into this new way of being. Yet it was through that heart surgery that it closed my heart. And that was a physical representation, I truly believe, of me choosing to open my heart and say yes to life. Because prior to that, my heart wasn't healthy. Now my heart is healthy, whole, and I can walk, run, skip, and do whatever I choose to do. And angels, I'm in the space in my 50s now where I am opening up my heart to receiving those biscuits this morning, receiving a compliment from somebody without having to justify it or give it any excuse, receiving anything and with just a simple thank you tells the universe I am worthy and I am deserving. Try it if you don't believe me. I tell you, angels, Gratitude is a powerful energy. We speak about that a lot here on the show. Gratitude. And in speaking about gratitude, I apologize. I should have put that on mute. In speaking about gratitude, angels, we talk about how that energy is very powerful to use in your life. And these are all unseen energies. Yet I wake up in the morning saying thank you. I go to bed at night saying thank you. And it has brought a lot of good in my life. I've had to do, no, I haven't had to. I've chosen this spiritual path. And on this spiritual path, I've chosen to become awake and aware. And I have chosen to walk through life aware and conscious instead of unconscious. And when you wake up, you see a whole different way of life, angels. You move through life differently. You feel lighter. You feel better. You're happy. You're joyful. You smile. You laugh. You give people compliments. You talk to strangers. You have a good life. Truly do. Yet, is that really what you desire? Because if it is, then go for it. I can say, angels, that faith, gratitude, compassion is missing in our society. Yet, society is made of people, and we are that people. So, faith, compassion, and gratitude starts with us. And by extending that to yourself first, then you're able to give that out to the world. I'm a living example of it. Giving myself compassion, talking kindly to myself, not beating myself up in my speaking to myself. That used to be an old pattern of mine, no longer, because I do love myself and I am aware and conscious of the power of our words. So when you're willing to allow yourself to use the energies of gratitude, the energies of faith, trust, and belief, you can reshape your life and just opening your heart to receive, releasing resistance, creating a space where you can be at peace with yourself. When in your life are you able to really just go for 5 minutes and have a space of silence so that you can hear your own thoughts? I was just listening to a video today, angels. Our body holds memories, the cells hold memories, it holds trauma, it holds good times, the cells of our body. So when do you give yourself the time for your body to truly rest, drop your shoulders, relax, let go? Because if we're always trying to fight with life, then we're just fighting with ourselves. And we block what good is coming into us. Trusting divine timing. Angels, it's in that surrender and using these energies that divine timing comes into play. I'll give you an example. About 3 weeks ago, I was at an early Juneteenth celebration out, I can't even remember where, and I met this lady, and her and I exchanged information, and there was a connection. I felt her. She called me the next day. She wanted to stay in touch. I just met with her yesterday. She will be on our show in August. I met with her yesterday, and it was just a coming together. Spirit brought her to me. And as said to her, I said, I said, you're part of my tribe. And she said, oh, yes, I definitely can feel that. That was divine timing. When I was out there, I even asked myself, why are you going out here, Heather? I had never even been there. Again, angels, it was someplace I'd never been. Met a lady. Now she'll be on our show in a couple of months. We have a connection. We met yesterday. It was just an excellent, excellent connection. That's divine timing. Opening your heart to receive. I had to have an open heart to receive the idea from Spirit to go out there that weekend, an open heart to receive her energy, an open heart to go and meet with her, an open heart to invite her onto my show. She even had to have an open heart to welcome me into my space. I tell you, this book right here, Angels, Breaking Shame, Reclaiming My Identity, has helped me open up my heart. If you are able to get this book, it's available on Amazon.com. Let it inspire, uplift, and encourage you. Because if I can go through the experiences that I went through and still stand here with a smile on my face telling you that I know that I'm a child of God and that I'm worthy and deserving, then I know whatever it is that you're moving through, you too can come up out of that. I know that with all my heart and soul. And it's opening your heart to receive. It's using the energies of gratitude, faith, trust, belief, using the energies of compassion, giving yourself the opportunity to experience divine timing. You will show yourself these unseen energies in life. Truly, angels, you truly will show yourself the unseen energies in life. 5 ways that you can practice releasing resistance. Pause and just become aware. Become aware of your thoughts. Become aware of your emotions. Just stop and take a breath in the moment. Just allow yourself to just stop. You, as we just said, you can trust divine timing and release the need to force outcomes. And that's powerful when you release the need to force outcomes, because then you're saying to the universe, I trust you. Create moments of stillness. Find 5 minutes, whether it be in your car, wherever you may be. Give yourself 5 minutes of just being at peace. Practice gratitude daily. Get yourself a gratitude journal, angels. Write down 3 things you're thankful for. Say it out loud to the universe. Just become aware of what you're grateful for, and that will change your thinking. Because when you focus on what you're grateful for, there is no space to focus on what you don't have. And the 5th thing, angels, is open your heart to receive by choosing faith, love, compassion over fear and control. A lot easier said than done. Yet here's an affirmation. I'm a big believer in affirmations because you need to regroove that negative thinking in your mind. So here's an affirmation for you to take with you. I release resistance and welcome peace, clarity, and divine guidance. I trust the perfect timing of my life, and I open my heart to receive love, healing, and abundance. And angels, I've told this story before, but I'm going to say it again. When I had that open heart surgery in 2024, that was the first time ever in my life that I'd ever had that experience. And I didn't know which way I would go. Yet I chose life. And before I went into that surgery that morning, I said to God, God, you got this. I said, I know I'm healthy, whole, and complete, and I know that I will be better coming out of this than going in. I trust the doctors, the hospital staff, and all that has come to help me. And angels, I guarantee you, that's exactly what happened. Trusting. God made our bodies to be healthy and whole. So when you trust and have a relationship with spirit, you can let go. And you know that that healing will come. I knew I would be healed. And I knew I would be a woman. Yet, it's all in having that relationship with spirit. So I encourage you, angels, to develop a relationship with spirit. Use the energies of trust, faith, belief, gratitude. Release resistance. Stop fighting life, because truly you're only fighting yourself, even though it may show up as another person, circumstance, situation, a failed car, not being able to get into your house, whatever it may be. You're still only fighting yourself, because there's only one energy in this entire universe, individualized into different experiences. It's totally up to you. You have the power to create, mold, and shape your life. And I tell you, angels, Buzzard's Corner of Love, we are a living example of that. So you can take that affirmation, use that daily. In fact, I'll repeat it again. I release resistance and welcome peace, clarity, and divine guidance. I trust the perfect timing of my life and open my heart to receive love, healing, and abundance. It's up to you. Always, in all ways, angels, it is up to you. Next week, we're going to be on the road. As you said, Buzzard's Corner of Love is on the road as we are aligned with our values. As we close out our theme of the month, opening aligned abundance, open to receive. We'll close that out with aligned with our values as we will be on the road next week. So, and I will share with you why we're on the road and what it is Buzzard's Corner of Love has been open to receive. Tell you, angels, I'm here to be an example for you, to show you that these principles work if you work them. It isn't about luck. It isn't about being favored or having an easy life. Read this book, you'll see that I didn't have an easy life. Yet it's applying the principles of spirituality that has got me to where I am today. And I know that you too can do that. And angels, you can get my book, Breaking Shame, Reclaiming My Identity, available on Amazon.com. I guarantee you, it will inspire and uplift you. And if you know of an adopted child or a foster person, this book will really help them. Being an adopted child myself, I know what that experience is like. Breaking Shame, Reclaiming My Identity, Angels, available on Amazon.com. Next week, we'll be on the road, aligned with values as we close out the month of June. So quick. Until then, angels, you can always go to BUZZARDSKORNER.com, BUZZARDSKORNER, Buzzard's Corner with K.com. Start or end your day with a positive blog posting over there. We've got coaching empowerment packages as well. Angels, awesome. Like, subscribe to this channel. Get this information out into the world. This world needs our love. Join our community, angels. We're always welcomed into our community. So until next week, angels, I am Heather Buzzard of Buzzard's Corner of Love, bringing people back to themselves.